welcome to Wine for Newbies 2.0, the video cast. Of course, I'm Bill Wilson, as you know by the voice, and hopefully you're starting to put the name with a face, and or a face with a name. Today we're going to look at a wine, continuing sort of along the theme of our last episode, where we took a look at a Côte du Rhône. Today we're going to look at a simple Syrah, just straightforward Syrah. And I guess I shouldn't call it simple. It's definitely not the simplest grape. It is quite a gem in the wine world. But what we're going to look at today is this. This is, I hope you can see this, this is called Three Coins Knights Valley Syrah. It comes from Northern California, namely the Rhone region. It's 100% Syrah, and again, it's probably a $30 to $45 bottle, somewhere in that ballpark. It has quite a nice bottle and an intriguing label, Three Coins Syrah. So what we're going to do is we'll set that down for a second. We'll get the wine glass out here. We'll open this up and let's pour some. You can tell when you look at it coming out there, it's a real dark, inky wine. I'm looking for some place to set that where it won't stain. It's a very dark, inky wine. Purple, lots of purple there. And you're probably seeing a little reflection of the monitor actually on this. I'm just recording this using the built-in iSight video. Depending on how these video experiments work, we may look into buying something like a flip or, I don't know, something that'll work a little bit better, but let's see. Whoa, lots going on there in that glass. This comes from Sonoma County in Northern California. It sits between the famed Napa County and the Pacific Ocean, so it gets lots of nice maritime cooling at night and in the morning. The winery says this ages for, that's right, 18 months in French oak. French oak and American oak are very different, and one of the things I should mention is that French oak tends to put out less oak, what's the word I'm looking for? Flavors and aromas. American oak tends to be, the grain in the oak tends to be wider, and thus there's more oak characteristics that come out in the wine. French oak, it's a much tighter grain, and thus the characteristics are more subtle. So let's give this a whirl. Dark fruit, a little bit of alcohol I can smell, so there's some that needs to burn off. This has a, excuse me while I look here, 14.5% alcohol by volume. That's pretty significant. And I should mention, in the United States, the alcohol can be plus or minus 0.5%. So on the right day, this could be 15%. Dark fruits like, I don't know, black currant maybe. It's very jammy, very, very alive. Let's taste it. Yeah, wow. Oh, that's good. Let me tell you, let me describe this for you. It is very fruit forward. There's a lot of fruit there. It's balanced with the tannins. The tannins are gentle, but they balance out the fruit. The alcohol is not too, I just keep staring at the glass because it's a beautiful color. The alcohol is not overly prevalent. It's quite a nice wine. Long finish. Plenty of flavors. The aromas are powerful without being overwhelming. Same with the flavors. They are powerful without being overwhelming. This is definitely what I would call a big honkin' wine. But what can we learn for it? I would say this is rather typical of an American Syrah. Very big, very bold, and yet a little bit of a roundness to it. And by that I mean that the ones that I can think of that come from Australia, where they label it Shiraz, and remember, it rhymes with pizzazz. The the things that come from Australia, the Shirazes, they tend to be a little sharper on the edge. And I don't know what produces that, and that may not even mean anything to you. But this seems to be a little rounder, a little fuller, so it's really nice. What you may want to do sometime, go out, grab a bottle of California Syrah and open it up, see what you think. There's almost a little bit of a black pepper nose here. Black pepper tends to be very characteristic of Syrah and Shiraz. Syrah has its origins in the Rhone region of France, which we talked about last time. I'm going to try a little more just for grins. That's about 6 seconds out and the finish is still going. Wow. Very nice. Anyway, the one thing you need to know, remember this if nothing else, Syrah is not the same as this Petite Syrah. How do you like the high-tech system here? Petite Syrah is the result of a cross between this grape and this grape meaning Syrah, and another grape called Pelorsin. Petite Syrah, notice that they spell it with an I, Petite Syrah, instead of the Y. Petite Syrah, there's nothing petite about it, but it is a very different grape than Petite, or rather than Syrah. Petite Syrah and Syrah are related, but entirely different, so don't get them confused. Okay. I think that's enough for this episode. We'll have another one coming soon where we'll try something else that's sitting in the Wine for Newbies wine cellar. In the meantime, please don't forget to visit the website at winefornewbies.net. You can subscribe to updates for free through either RSS or through email. You can follow us on Twitter. We're @winefornewbies. And the 3 words are all capitalized, no spaces between them. And oh yeah, you can buy the Wine for Newbies wine tasting course. I would be silly if I didn't remember to plug that. It is $14.95 until October 1, 2009. After that, it'll go up $5. So go ahead, rush to the website, check out what's there. We found, I'll give you one example of something that's in the website that's not in a podcast. A couple of months ago, I discovered a terrific post at consumerreports.org that talks about what temperature your wines should be and how long you'll have to put a bottle of red wine or white wine, whatever, in a refrigerator or an open room, whatever the case might be, in order to get it to that temperature. It's a very useful chart. I urge people to cut it out, paste it on your refrigerator. It's a great reference. So anyway, winefornewbies.net, check it out. There's a lot more there than there is in the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll talk with you soon. Take care.